The Raptor engine, but features a larger exhaust section and a larger The new flaps are lighter.
Ei, queria ver se tu ligava aí no teu celular o YouTube. Pra... Porque se eu fizer aqui, ele trava.
Tu quer que eu fique conectada?
É, não dá não, né? Tá, obrigado.
Não, é porque eu
Tá
vou
bom.
mexer no celular, tu quer responder mensagem. Tu quer que eu salve? Não, tu quer que eu entre no YouTube?
Não, deu certo aqui.
Deu? Tu quer que eu deixe docinho pra tu comer? Porque o resto tu congela.
Não, pode congelar.
Não vai querer nenhumzinho. Eu vou salvar. Peraí. Tu vai fazer live?
Já tô.
Já tá na live? Tu vai comentar, é? Tu vai comentar?
É, se alguém entrar. Não entrou ninguém ainda. É difícil, live no YouTube é...
É difícil, live no YouTube é difícil.
Falcon launches, with 89 dedicated to expanding the Starlink constellation. With each launch, Starlink adds more capacity to the constellation and continues to expand its coverage, connecting even more people in underserved and hardest to reach areas of the globe. Now, while our mission to connect the unconnected is far from complete, you can check out some of the Starlink team's highlights from 2024 and learn more about how our customers are furthering Starlink's impact around the world at starlink.com/stories. And a little bit closer to home, we do have a few updates for those impacted by the fires here in Southern California. So far, the Starlink team has provided about 1,350 free kits to fire departments and other disaster response organizations.
All right, 10
from
minutes
down
to
in
go.
Orange County all the way up to Malibu. That is in addition to applying free Starlink service for thousands of customers impacted by the fires all across the Los Angeles area. And just as critically, since enabling our direct-to-cell satellites with T-Mobile, more than 120,000 text messages have been sent, allowing those in impacted areas to reach loved ones, text 911, or receive emergency alerts. I've never been prouder to be an employee at SpaceX for moments like that where we can help the people and community around us. Make sure to follow at Starlink on X for updates as we continue to work with local response teams, and check out starlink.com/LA wildfires for more information on these efforts. But back to today's flight test. One of our objectives is to return the booster to the launch site where it will be caught by the tower as we did on flight test 5. So let's head back to Dan and Kate for a catch primer.
Thanks, Jesse. We are now T-minus 8 minutes and 40 seconds until liftoff. Flight controllers on console there in the building just behind Dan and I. You can actually see the rocket in the distance at the pad 6 miles away. Our excitement is growing. I already am not sure if I'm going to be able to remain coherent after witnessing this, so looking forward to it.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Just a quick status check. The ship fully loaded in its main tanks on locks and fuel. We're going to load the header tanks.
Beautiful image.
And booster is going to be closing out
Clear
real
day.
soon as well. Let's talk about that second catch attempt, though. So we're going to use the tower's 2 gigantic robotic arms, call them the chopsticks. Same thing
Clear
we
day
used to
now.
stack Starship onto Super Heavy.
I don't
for
see
all
any
the
issues with
integration
the
ahead of
weather.
Flight,
I hope
and that's what we used to catch.
nothing
by
goes wrong.
moving
Let's see
stuff
for
like
this.
landing legs from the booster to
See
the
this
ground
test
side.
flight going?
It's a lighter booster means you can carry more into
A lot of
space.
different things they're gonna test today with this flight.
Now, in a nominal operational
They're gonna
scenario
deploy,
following liftoff
deploy
and after the
an
2 stages
orbital
separate in
satellite,
flight,
but it's just a
Super
test
Heavy will return to the launch site,
for the next
reignite
flight,
its engines
and
to
we're gonna
slow
try
the
to
vehicle
bring the
down,
booster back
and the
to the
tower's
tower,
arms will catch
right,
the
and
rocket
catch.
booster.
And just to get to this point, just like before,
Let's see.
thousands of distinct vehicle
I hope
pad
it does
criteria have to be met prior to that
catch.
return and catch. We need healthy
And then on the
systems
flight
the
aid, they're gonna
booster,
try to
healthy
catch
systems on the
both the
tower,
booster
manual
and the
command
ship.
From our mission flight director
That's
for
gonna
the
be
day.
fun to watch.
If we don't send that command before the boost back burn ends, or if any
If
of
you're
those
watching the chat, say
automated
hi to
checks
us.
kick
Don't
out,
forget to
what
like.
happened on Flight 6. The Super Heavy booster
Subscribe.
will divert to an offshore trajectory, and it'll go out into a landing burn and a soft splashdown in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, that was the
Now,
flight
we have
6,
said it
right? When
before,
the
but it remains
booster
true
came
today.
back
We accept
and was
no
captured
compromises when it
on the
comes
tower.
to
That's the
ensuring
tower.
the safety of the public and our
That's
team.
live view.
And that return will only take place if the conditions are right.
And one of the unique aspects of Starship flights
All
is
right,
the
let's
return
see.
to catch up that Super Heavy booster and the audible sonic boom that it comes with it in the area around the return location. General impact to anyone in the area is just a brief thunder-like noise, but it definitely lets you know it's coming.
Oh, yeah. It's something our neighbors in Cape Canaveral, Florida, and Vandenberg, California have become accustomed to over the years, and now we're bringing the boom to Boca. So here's a peek of what to expect.
Wow, look at this sound. Amazing. Sonic boom.
As I mentioned earlier, we have Starship, Raptor, and Starlink employees here fully invested
5
in
minutes
the
to
flight
go.
test. And of course, many other SpaceX employees also here across our sites supporting their teams. their teammates. Every flight test has been pretty unique, and we're all very excited for another round of firsts, but I'm pretty sure the crowd is looking forward to potentially watching those chopsticks catch another booster. So let's see how excited they are today. Just under 5 minutes to go. We are all very excited here. We're going to send it back to you at Starbase for the final minutes of the countdown. Kate and Dan.
All right, thank you, Jesse. So if you're just tuning in, under 5 minutes ago, you picked the right time to do it. Just a quick status check. So we're almost fully loaded on the booster. We'll be fully loaded on the ship, fully loaded on the booster coming up soon. Our range team just reported that we're looking go in the range. That's super important.
Great
Our
news.
security guys, Mike, Kyle, Nick, the whole team out there in the elements, making sure everything's clear, doing a fantastic job. And we are coming up on 4 minutes and looking good for launch.
Yeah, certainly exciting. Now, we do have an opportunity to hold at T-minus 40 seconds if necessary. This is a chance for us to perform additional checks if necessary. If we, need to repressurize some tanks, or if there's a wayward vessel in the range last minute, opportunity to clear it out. But everything currently looking good. Now, once we pass T-minus 40 seconds, a number of events will occur in rapid succession. The ground spin and ignition systems come up to flight pressure. The ship will go to internal power. After that, the quick disconnect, or QD arm lockout, is removed in preparation for retraction, which will happen shortly after
All right, the weather is
T0.
gold, the range is gold.
And yeah, once we pass T-minus 40 seconds, we do have the ability to recycle the count under certain conditions back to that T-minus 40 second mark and hold there to assess what happened and assess opportunity to proceed again to T0.
Yep, we've used that
Almost
T-minus
fully
40
loaded.
hold a couple of times. Boat's usually
Yeah.
one of the items, but we
T-minus
aren't
3
tracking
minutes.
anything right now that would cause us to hold there. We can hold there for several minutes. Main thing you're watching at is you kind of set a clocks because your temperatures will change and the fuel and the locks, everything pretty quickly. So you've got a couple of minutes that you can hang out and figure things out. There are items that if we pass them, we're scrubbed for the day. One of the main ones is that flame deflector at the bottom of the launch mount. Water begins flowing for that at the T-minus 10 second mark. If we scrub at any point after that, we'll be done for the day. And then teams will need to refill the deflector as well as all of our prop that we use to load on board the vehicle. It's pretty much just under 11 million pounds of prop sitting on that thing right now. And we can actually recycle in about 24 hours now.
Which is incredible given the sheer
Yeah.
volume of propellant.
All right,
that is
T-minus
on
2
board the
minutes
vehicle there
and
on
counting.
our screen.
We still go.
All right, coming up on the 2 minute mark. Again, a lot of ambitious things on the plate for Starship today.
T-minus 2 minutes.
New ship, new year, a lot of upgrades, doing a lot of ambitious things in space this time. Our first payload deploy, relighting a Raptor engine.
The goal for this flight is to catch the
Yeah.
We're
booster
looking good.
So as
Back
we
in the
mentioned
tower
before, we have an opportunity to
and
hold at
land
T-minus 40
safely
seconds,
in
not
the
tracking
Indian
any
Ocean.
issues at the moment that would be
the ship,
necessary
and also
right
deploy
now. So fingers crossed we can pass through that checkpoint without stopping.
payload,
But the folks on console
which
are
is a
continuing to
test
evaluate the
for the
launch
next flight.
command
They're going to try
criteria,
to
making sure that the winds are within limits as well
deploy
as any other weather
some
restrictions.
Starlink
But
satellites
man, compared to yesterday,
into
this
orbit.
is a textbook gorgeous day.
Oh yeah, little breezy
Yeah.
today.
On
but
this
we
flight,
got
they're going to do
clear
this
blue
test, and then on the
skies,
flight 8, they're
for
going to
launch today.
try
So at this point, all
to
the
deploy
prop
those
has been loaded on the vehicle. We've closed
Starlink
everything
satellites
out.
into
We're doing
orbit.
our final
All right, 1
thrust
minute,
vector controls,
T-minus
our
1 minute to
steering
go.
For the engine checkouts. Once we hit the 30-second mark, we'll hear the flight director give the final go for launch.
All right, let's see it.
So we're under a minute.
Let's
As
hear.
we said, we're not expecting a hold at T-minus 40, but do not be shocked if that happens. It has happened in the past, and we can hang out there for a couple of minutes if we need to.
If memory serves me right,
We hold my breath for 4 seconds.
Pass through prop load gate.
All right, we pass right through that prop load gate.
hot diggity dog.
All right, So
All right,
we're going to
T
let our
minus
flight
30
director,
seconds.
Ty Huntington,
Flight
take it
directors,
away.
go for launch.
Go for launch.
And 20 seconds.
All right, T minus 15. Let's hear.
T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go Starship.
We have liftoff.
Go, 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 go. And the vehicle has cleared the tower.
Vehicle's pitching downrange. Booster jet compression is nominal.
All engines are running. Looking good.
All right, we're more than 30 seconds into flight. Telemetry showing 33 out of 33 engines as it's pitching downrange.
Look at that cracking noise.
Booster ship, avionics power, and telemetry nominal.
Hearing good call outs on the ship and booster avionics. You just heard the rumble hitting us about 6 miles away. Watching Starship arc into just endless blue skies right now.
Vehicle supersonic.
All right.
More than a minute into flight, the vehicle's supersonic.
Beautiful view.
Max Q.
Max Q.
So we just passed through max Q. That's the greatest stress the vehicle's going to experience on the way uphill. Reminder that all of our teams down here on the ground are now looking at systems on the tower. They just did a manual check through. That's going to inform that manual flight director's decision.
Love the cameras that they.
Next moment coming up, though, is going to be hot staging. Don't take your eyes off it. It's one heck of a light show.
What a gorgeous ascent.
Beautiful.
6 ship engines getting ready to ignite. That's going to happen while we're still attached.
We can still see the ship's engines from the ground.
Got a little under 30 seconds away from that. We are hearing good call outs on the tower preparedness from the manual checks. Reminder though, we've still got automated checkouts on the booster and the ship itself. But as of right now, our manual checks and our manual commanding is looking go for a catch.
Booster engine cut off.
That is incredible news.
Main engine cut off.
We just heard the call out for booster
right,
engine
Nico.
cut off.
Engine startup.
Most engines cut off, down to those
Stage
middle
separation.
three.
All right. Booster separation.
Booster burn
All
startup.
right. Let's see if it catches today. Oh, there's one engine. One of the engines are not lit.
All right, hot stage
Ship raptor, chamber
confirmed.
pressure
We've
is
got a
nominal.
booster hopefully on our way back to us, and a ship now making its ascent burn into space. How's it going in Hawthorne, Jesse?
Second
It's
stage is
great
going.
over here. You can hear the crowd screaming for every milestone. The booster is now making its way back down to Earth. Looks like we have 12 of those 13 engines ignited. We're using the engines that actually gimbal.
We
So
are go for booster return.
an excellent call out there. We are go for booster
Ship
return.
avionics power and telemetry nominal.
There's a lot of criteria that needed to line up to ensure that we could have a
Booster
safe
burn shutdown.
booster
Capture,
catch, and
yeah.
it sounds like we got the go for that.
Go for the capture. Let's see.
And there you can see on your screen, we had we just jettisoned the hot stage, and there's a great, excellent view there of the hot stage floating away from the super heavy booster. Now we've shut down the engines for that boost back burn. That confirms boost back burn is now complete. That was the first of 2 burns required for the vehicle to make its way back down to Earth. And next coming up will be the landing burn. That's going to be 13 of those center engines igniting again. And that will then go down to, from 13 down to 3 engines just right before we touch down for that booster catch. Now, reminder, our stage 1 objectives are to have a controlled ascent, stage separation, as well as a controlled boost back burn and hot stage as well. So we're looking good for that so far. Some great views there from the ship of Earth. That looks incredible. Now, Starship's ship is still firing its engines right now.
Starship trajectory nominal.
And great call outs. Starship trajectory is nominal. You can follow along the telemetry, the altitude in the bottom left-hand corner for the Super Heavy booster, as well as the bottom right-hand corner for the ship. And these views are just amazing. Again, the booster is currently making its way back to the tower today. So we're looking forward to a booster catch with the chopsticks. And in the meantime, you can see those grid fins there, helping to control the vehicle and guide it back to its landing site.
Booster FTS is saved.
Now with that, we're gonna hand it back. How's it going over there, Dan and Kate? How are you doing, Kate? Seeing that in person.
You know, Dan had to take that entire segment because I couldn't talk. That was incredible.
There it is.
We can see the booster coming back in now through the plume. At least it looks that way to us. It's incredible that it basically returns. It looks like a speeding, just like this silver flare coming back to the. Once again, we are standing by for attempting to catch the booster at the tower. This would be the second tower catch.
Booster landing
Engines good.
Seeing 13 engines.
Good 13 engines. Let's go. Oh, it's going to capture again.
Booster now hovering as it aligns with the
look
tower
at that.
for catch.
Amazing.
Booster
Perfect.
coming in. Get ready for that boom, Kate.
Down to 3 engines.
Perfect. That's it. Woo! Nice. Boom, boom.
You heard it here. Maxilla has caught the booster.
Once again, for the second time, a successful catch by the launch tower. This is the same tower, the launch pad, where that booster took off from just 7.5 minutes ago. Great view from the chopstick arms, looking at those hypersonic grid fins that steer the booster for that precision landing. It almost looks like it's flapping its wings.
Yeah, you can see just how small that catch fetting is, too, on something that's just so massive.
Nice.
That was absolutely insane.
That was amazing. Yeah.
Meanwhile,
we're not done. But wait, there's more. Wow, that is just absolutely stunning. And this, of course, a gorgeous view there from the tower looking down at the top of the booster.
all right, and we are tracking.
Amazing.
Now we're standing by for
Flight 8, they're gonna
views
try to
from
also
the ship,
catch the,
but who can take their eyes off of that
Starship.
incredible sight? That is once again the second catch of a booster back at the launch tower. It was incredible to see it come back down, just this silver flare in the sky. And we can still see the launch plume behind us, and wow, that we definitely I can't speak for you, Dan, but that was very moving for me.
Yeah, and right now you can see some of the telemetry on those ship engines has gone out, and we're waiting for an update on what our ship status is. We were approaching that ship engine cutoff time, so just waiting to hear. So obviously we've got booster back, booster on the launch tower in the
I hope
chopstick
they're not
arms.
having any problem with
But we are waiting to get an update
ship.
now on the ship. As we were expecting ship engine cutoff about 40 seconds ago. We saw some of those engines start to go out prior to that point. And so right now we are just standing by to try and get the
looks like they have a
latest
problem
word
here on the
on where we are with ships. So stick with
second
us for just
stage.
a couple of minutes as we wait to hear some
they
updates.
lost the
Now, if you just recently joined us, you might want to hit rewind and go back about
video.
9-10 minutes ago to when Starship lifted off from the launch tower that you see there. We had a gorgeous ascent followed by a stage separation where the ship separated from the super heavy booster. The booster performed a flip maneuver and returned back to the Gulf Coast here. There you can see it on your screen. Obviously a successful catch back at the launch tower, which is something that
Looks like the
we were all
telemetry
hoping to
is,
see and
lost
really
on
couldn't
the,
ask for a more beautiful background
ship.
with those blue skies and blue water there. As Dan said, we are standing by for an update on the ship that had ignited its engines and started making its way up to space. So standing by for more info on that. But wow, what an experience to see that take off and for that booster to come back. You can see it there up close on your screen to the place that it launched from. Once again, there were thousands of
looks like something
catch
wrong with
commit
the,
criteria, which is
the second
basically just
stage.
all the things that we have to assess and evaluate and basically make sure that they are make sure that everything is clear and acceptable conditions, both on the vehicle side as well as the tower side in order to enable that catch. So obviously from the last two flights that we have done where the flight 6 we attempted but had to divert into the ocean, and then on flight 5 we did have the first ever successful catch of the booster. We used the learnings of those two flights to hone in that catch commit criteria, and we saw success today, which is pretty awesome.
And just a quick status check. So we currently do not have comms with the ship. So
looks like they lost communication.
trying to figure out exactly when that happened and exactly what happened. So obviously the flight controllers right now going through their data, looking to make sure it's not anything instrumentation on the ship, but actually try and get us a status. So again, we're gonna keep listening in on this. We'll give you an update as soon as we have a little bit more. So for now, stage 1 back in the tower, waiting to find out a little bit more about stage 2.
Yeah, that's not good. If they lost communication with the ship, might be a problem. But again, it's just a test flight. Problems can happen, right? That's why they are doing these tests. And yeah, malfunctions can happen, and they're gonna collect the data and try to improve. Or yeah, with that, I think I'm gonna finish the live stream here. It was great to see the first stage capture. That was great, but I don't see any data from the.
So if you are just tuning in, we caught a booster, but we are still waiting to find out a little bit more on the ship. So it had successfully separated. We did that hot staging maneuver. We did see all 6 of ship's engines on the way uphill during